We outside just trying to succeed. Way too focused to focus on enemies. Living up the moment, ain't tripping off the feed. One foot in front of the other, cause the shit ain't guaranteed. Days go by, plays on my. This ain't no lie, you know what I'm talking about. I'ma keep it, add another, keep it 100, and that's a bonus. 20, 30, 40, 50.
Bruh Nation, what's good? Back at it again with a very special guest, and no Tank and Brittany, so you know it's gonna be a good show. I can't stand them. But yeah, back at it again with a special guest on this very special episode of Bruh Listen. We have somebody who we tried to get on last time and we couldn't arrange it, and now she back at it again on the campaign trail, back on the grind, and this time she winning. So this gonna make it awesome because once you come on Bruh Listen podcast, you win for sure. So I'm gonna let her introduce herself, and then we're gonna get to it. So go ahead and introduce yourself in the mic over there.
Hello, Bruh Listen. This is LJ Holloway, candidate to represent the people of the newly drawn 4th Congressional District. I am a 4th-generation Jacksonvillian, went to Raines High School. Of course, I went on to Howard, of course. And I earned my law degree from the University of Florida, and I went on to get more studies at Harvard. But notwithstanding any of that, I am running to represent the people. We need people who genuinely love the people to represent the people in Jacksonville. And so that's why I'm on Bruh Listen, because I need the people to go and vote LJ Holloway for a better day.
And that's what's up. And everybody, Bruh Nation, everybody out there, especially the Duval Bruh Nation people, because you know we all over now. It's cats in Sweden listening to you right now. But for all the Duval Bruh Listen people, y'all know I'm a stickler about voting and about turning out. And then on the next episode, you're probably going to hear me do a lot of complaining about the overturning of Roe v. Wade and about how I told y'all that y'all was going to allow this to happen because when Trump switched to justices, and I was like, oh, y'all don't care about the justices changing, but we ain't going to get into that. Now I'll say that for when Tank and Brittany here, they want to argue. But I'm excited to have you on, LJ. I've been excited to have you on. Like you said, you for the people. I know back I think it was last year when 2 years ago, yeah, when me and Tank met you out in the rain.
Yes.
And while you was talking with Chris, shout out to Chris, man. Wherever you at, I know she listening, but shout out to Chris. And we met you out in the rain, and Tank gave you the grill. You know how Tank is, gave you the 3rd degree. And he was like, "Oh, you certified?"
Real talk,
right?
I got receipts, baby.
Right.
Look, my audio and my visual, they congruent. They match. Right. I walk it like I talk it.
Yeah, you got to. And you know what, bro? Listen, like we try to do the thing where we don't want it to be stiff. Right. We don't want it to be like nose in the air. Or you have to be politically savvy to understand, because regardless if you vote or not, it affects you.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
A decision going to be made, so you might as well participate.
Right. So they're going to force it on you anyway, so you might as well participate in it, regardless if you want to participate. So we always try to lean people towards candidates that are for the people. We don't like a lot of games and stuff like that. So with Bruh Nation, man, a lot of people don't know. Like I say, this is for our Duval voters or whatever, right? You say it's a newly drawn up 4th district, so it's Nassau. Go ahead.
So what DeSantis did was he disenfranchised 1.3 million black voters. What he did was he split up one black district that was traditionally held by a black person, because the second section of the Voting Rights Act states that you can have minority access districts. But more importantly, the people of Florida voted via special amendment and said they wanted fair districts.
Fair districts, right.
But what DeSantis did was he gerrymandered the maps, and now there are 20 Republican-leaning seats and 8 Democratic-leaning seats. So he gerrymandered it to favor his party, which is unconstitutional. He violated the Fair Districts Act, and he also violated the Voting Rights Act of 1965. So for all those reasons, look, our state Supreme Court failed to hear the case. They declined to hear the case, and at the appellate level, we had a judge to rule them unconstitutional. But what they did was they got a stay because they knew the election was coming up. For those of you who are not registered, or for those of you who need to update your records, because if you haven't voted in the last 2 elections, your name and voting record has been purged. So make sure you update your voting record. If you're a felon, apply.
We talked about that at length.
Exactly. You can go online, or you can go to your supervisor of elections office. But make sure that you register to vote by July 25th, because if you don't vote by July 25th, you're not eligible to vote in the election that's coming up August 23rd. And that includes the sheriffs, that includes school board, that includes United States House of Representatives, state representatives. So a lot of seats are at stake coming up. August 8th is when early voting starts, and it ends August 21st, but the actual election day is August 23rd. So please, ma'am, please, sir, if you have not updated your voting record, please do that no later than July 25th.
Facts. And then if you remember, for all my Brother Nation vets from way back when we first started, if you remember when Gillum was running and we had somebody from the Gillum team on here, and I was saying, hey, man, they going to try to purge the rolls on us. And you know they purged the rolls on us, and that's how we got Dummy DeSantis. Now, LJ ain't saying that. I'm saying that. But
no, I'll say it too.
Okay.
I call him Death Santis. You call him Dummy DeSantis.
Yeah.
I call him Death Santis. He's dangerous. He knows enough to be dangerous. And so, look, he's a little smarter than Trump, so we have to make sure we vote him out because he's smarter than Trump. But I call him Death Santis. You call him Dummy DeSantis. I call him
Dummy DeSantis. I started calling him Dummy DeSantis when it was COVID and he put that mask on upside down. Boy, I ain't never seen nothing like that in my life, boy.
And I call him Death Santis because he no longer reports the numbers in Florida. And the numbers, of course, are going up. And people are dying. People have a false sense of security because they don't know what the numbers are. They don't know what the
numbers are. And then, like he's one of those people. And not just him. I feel like and this is why I think it's important to get people like you elected, because not just him, I feel like the Republicans that are here within Florida, especially in the South in general, in America, I feel like these newly formed Republicans are, they're out to get us. And it sounds funny, but they're out to get us. They're out to get your rights. They're out, whatever they can do to disenfranchise you and your freedoms, it seems like they do it. They pass that.
So let me say that it's all green.
Right.
It's all green, and they are, what they really fear is the browning of America. It's more and more black and brown people in America. We knew from the last census that our numbers had increased, and in Jacksonville alone, Jacksonville has more registered Democrats than it does Republicans, but you can't tell that by the elected offices.
You sure can't.
Because Democrats, in particular young Democrats, don't go out and vote. They think it doesn't matter. But if it didn't matter, they wouldn't come to our neighborhood during election time. If it didn't matter, they wouldn't be trying so hard to disenfranchise our vote.
There you go right there. That's what it is. And y'all know me and Tank say that all the time to everybody that says, hey, man, I don't vote, whatever. If it don't matter, then why they trying so hard to keep you from doing it?
Exactly.
Right?
In the words of Malcolm X, it's either the ballot or the bullet.
The bullet. Right. And so here's a question for you, right? So, Brother Nation, what makes LJ's seat important is, and first of all the seats important. I don't care if it's school board. Every seat is important. Take your butt and vote, number one. But y'all know who.
Even supervisor of elections.
Yeah.
Even when he just appointed someone to Secretary of State, and he is a Republican who has led the charge for most of the bills at the state level in Tallahassee that disenfranchise minorities. And guess what? He just appointed him to Secretary of State. Why is that important? Because they control the division of elections and all of that. Remember in 2000 when they stole the election from Gore?
Gore, right.
It was the Secretary of State that decided.
Yep.
So every election is important. That's why I tell people to vote down ballot. And I hate it when people say all elections are local. No, all elections impact local people.
Right. Right. And LJ, you're running for the federal congressional seat, right?
That's right. United States House of Representatives, Congressional District 4.
Right. So for me, okay, so one of the big things, because I harped on this, we should have voted for Hillary thing. Only reason I said that, okay, when it get down to two people, y'all, we got to rock out. Okay, we got to turn out and we got to vote. And lesser of two evils, whatever you want to call it. If we had Hillary, Roe v. Wade wouldn't be overturned right now.
That's right.
Period, point blank. It just wouldn't. So all y'all that played on the top, that's dead stupid. But one of the big things that I was excited about getting when Joe Biden got elected, not that I'm huge on Joe Biden, I did vote for him, but one of the big things that I was about when getting elected was the John Lewis Voting Rights Act. Now, I know it's gotten off the congressional floor, but the Senate won't.
And that is because you have to have a supermajority.
Right.
And so that's why it's so very important. For the midterms are almost as important as voting for the president. Most people, we have a higher turnout during the presidential elections, but you have to remember midterms are important because we have to maintain control of the House and the Senate.
Right.
And we have an African-American woman that's running against Marco Rubio. In the state, every state has two senators,
right?
And right now we have Marco Rubio and Rick Scott, both conservative Republicans. We have Val Demings, who was a congresswoman, and you may know her from the impeachment trial from Donald Trump. But Val Demings is actually from Jacksonville, but she represents Orlando in Congress. And that's the seat that Corrine's
trying to fill, right?
And 10 other people are in the race. But the reality is we must turn out for the midterms. People don't understand that Joe and Kamala are the executive branch. Only Congress can pass the Voting Rights Act. So we either need 10 more senators who will vote for the Voting Rights Act, or we have to eliminate the filibuster. Because
I was just about to ask you that.
At present, look, the supermajority is 60. And so it's a tie right now. It's 50. And of course, the vice president can break that, but 51 is still not enough. So the only way we can get it is if we get out and vote during the midterms, but we have to hold on to both the House and the Senate. So when I tell you I'm hoarse right now I've been campaigning all day, but it's important. And you'll be surprised at the number of people who don't even realize that the primary is coming up on August 8th. And so I'm telling people, look, I need you to vote, early vote, and show up August 8th.
Always early vote, man. Don't let them inconvenience you by trying to tell you to show up on election day and all that other foolishness. Early vote and get out there.
You can go to the location of your choice.
Right.
Early voting.
You can early vote.
Election day, you have to go to your precinct.
It's probably one right up the corner from the crib or the job.
They have changed lots of the precinct locations, but most of the early voting sites are at libraries, or you can go down to the SOE. But I encourage people to go early voting so you can go to the one most convenient to you.
So you are okay. So quick things for Bruh Nation, and this would be great. We got over 10,000 listeners worldwide. So
awesome.
Shout out to Bruh listeners and everybody that's been rocking with us through all of this. And from the beginning, and now you see we legit. We got whole candidates on here. But so you are for eliminating the filibuster?
Absolutely. We have too much at stake. We need to eliminate the filibuster to get not just the John R. Lewis Voting Rights Act, but we also need to get the George Floyd Policing Act passed. There are so many acts that need to get passed that require a supermajority, and that's why they enacted the filibuster, to make it more difficult to get the laws passed. But yes, absolutely.
So with Bruh Nation, there's three different types of people on here. Usually Tank and Brittany are on here with me or whatever, right? But ultimately, we all lean on the right side of things, or what we consider the right side of things. I'm not going to say we're radical, but we like action, right? So for me, the John Lewis Voting Rights Act is a huge thing. It's like one of my keys, okay, if you're not for doing this, I'm not with you, right?
No, that's exactly. It's a no-brainer. In this country, if we say we're a democracy, why shouldn't everybody have their rights restored? That's number one. And when you turn 18, it should be automatic enrollment. You say we're a democracy,
automatic enrollment.
So
that was a big thing for me and Tank. With the last election, it was like, okay, who's for automatic enrollment? So you speaking to the Bruh Nation right now in general, because filibuster gotta go. Automatic enrollment gotta go, right?
We need.
We need it. Yeah, I'm sorry. So we need automatic enrollment. So and then with the rulings that just came out, how do you feel on some issues, just things that we've tackled on the show? How do you feel about expanding the Supreme Court?
I think we should expand the Supreme Court. One, our Supreme Court has proven just on the laws that they just overturned this past week, and also the law that they just affirmed. So 3 things happened last week and let me just be frank, that pissed me off.
Yeah.
First of all, the Miranda rights. People are not talking about Miranda rights.
They buried it underneath the Roe v. Wade ruling.
But the Miranda rights, guess who will suffer the most? Black and brown people.
Absolutely.
Because I'm a lawyer, fair disclosure. I earned my law degree from University of Florida. But hear me when I say
Gators.
to you, and I'm not a big Gator fan. You have to go to the school to understand
why not. Yeah, but
understand why I'm not.
Yeah.
So I went to Howard undergrad and I went to EWC too. But look, going from DC to Gainesville was culture shock. And to be quite honest with you, most people who are Gator fans are people who never matriculated at the institution, because most black people who went to Florida, they're not big fans.
They know what's up.
They know what's
but
up.
Gainesville is a place like that in general, right? So
well, no, I think Gainesville is a pretty liberal city because you have
the college
people. You have the college there. But you have to also understand that there's an undercurrent, and you have a lot of those professors who have tenure that's old white males. Mm-hmm. One, they mad that y'all there, and 2, heaven forbid you want to go to a professional school.
Yeah,
and, you want to go to a professional school and get a law degree.
Right.
Oh hell no!
Yeah,
because then you know what time it is, and that's what makes me a great candidate. I tell people all the time, we're a nation of laws, and because we are a nation of laws, you want someone who not only understands the law and the Constitution to represent you. That's why we get so less. 45% of the members of Congress have a law degree, so you don't send somebody with an air gun to fight with somebody with an AK-47.
And you know what Tank always say on the show is, man, he say that all the time. This is a country of laws. Everything's by lawyers. So you got to understand the laws. And this is why we say vote. Regardless if you like the law or not, you're going to have to abide by it.
But the difference
don't make no difference.
When you have someone who has a law degree, so before a bill becomes law, goes to the committee.
Right.
But we have someone who is representing you who has a law degree. Look, if it has some language that one is going to impact the people or the district, then look, I won't kill it right there in the committee. But oftentimes you have people representing you because they're popular or you like them, but because they don't know the law, they don't even have a clue. And so stuff is riding,
right. And we got a lot of that lately.
Stuff in bills, and law school prepares you to read all day and all night, right? So I'm a voracious reader.
Right.
Although I'm crazy and I'm campaigning, although I'm tired, when I get home, it'll be something. I haven't read the New York Times today, so I will devour
just to stay up on it.
I have to stay up on it every day. I mean, because news change every day. But the reality is, y'all, when you look at members who have law degrees, remember John Conyers, L.C. Hastings. When you go to Fort Lauderdale, you see their roads better, right? Mm-hmm. And you see our roads raggedy. That's because L.C. Hastings had a law degree and he was a judge before he was impeached, and they couldn't stand him. But he brought money back to his district.
Right.
I worked for Congresswoman Carrie Meek, who was from Miami, and working for Carrie, who was on the Appropriations Committee, is when I realized how much money did not make it to Duval County. While we have the numbers that have the people, we had a very popular congressperson who had been in there 24 years, but she'd only passed one bill. But the average person doesn't know that because, 1, we don't check the record, and 2, we just go by rah.
So, Bruh Nation, listen. Y'all know me and Tank been sitting on here for 5 years telling y'all stop voting for these damn names, okay? You vote for a name because you know the name. That's not going to get you about no action. Look into what somebody say. Listen to what me and Tank always stick on. 2 or 3 of the things she already agreed with. One of the biggest things for me is expanding the court. The court right now is lopsided. When Donald Trump affirmed his 3 justices, which is unprecedented.
The court should not be politicized.
Facts.
Right?
That's
number 1, but it has become politicized. So we need to expand the court, number 1, and we need to expand it while we have Joe and Kamala, because truth be told, look, Kamala about that life. She has advanced 43 black women to the appellate level.
Right.
She about that life.
So I'm glad you said that. Okay, LJ. Now you about to, now you about to go, because we always go on this show about Kamala. I always think there's these undertones amongst black people, amongst ourselves, because it's show for black people now. Mm-hmm. Now, shout out to my white listeners. Now, don't go nowhere. I know it's about 7,000 of y'all and about 3,000 of you colored folk on here. Don't go nowhere on me now. Just give me a second, all right? But this show is for black people and getting black people interested in understanding politics and social issues so they can vote, right? Mm-hmm. So we always have this back and forth because Tank is not a Kamala fan, right? Mm-hmm. I think it's from propaganda, right?
It's exactly
and
propaganda.
I think there's this undertone of men who are intimidated, and I'm going to put you in this box, right, by powerful, educated women.
I hate to say it, but let me say, when I campaigned for this seat initially and I would tell people I had a law degree, they thought I was trying to be uppity. I'm like, I thought in my mind it was a no-brainer. Like, yeah, you want her because she understands the law. But they thought I was trying to be uppity. But look, I haven't changed. Look, I'm who I am. I just happen to keep pushing and earn my law degree, right? Mm-hmm. I get down and go where I want to go.
You earned it. You said it right there. Yeah, but you said it right there. You earned it, right? And so here's my thing. When I first met you, and I was like, we came on the show and we was like, yeah, this is who we want y'all to vote for, right? Mm-hmm. We said vote for LJ. That's what we said, and that's how we rock. And to this second, we still say vote for LJ. LJ will die. That's how we do, right? But at the end of the day, I did hear from dissenters from other, of my political friends. Oh, LJ bougie. I said, what bougie where? Bougie where? Because I know the conversation. Listen, Bruh Nation, y'all know how we talk on here. Because this ain't no doggone PG show and all that.
But what is bougie?
But see, that's my point.
What is bougie? And at the end of the day, we want everybody to have a better life. If we say we want you to have a better life, why we shit on people because
there you go.
Because they want better.
There you go. And it's funny you say that because even Tank and everybody who listen to this show know Tank hard on candidates. Mm-hmm. Hard. Tank was like, nah, she real. Because when we was out there, we was having a real conversation. And the thing is, I just think in general, men, African American men specifically, because I'm talking to y'all right now, they get intimidated by powerful black women. And I think,
so I beg to differ. My daddy's black. I got 17 black cousins and I got 3 black brothers, right? But at the end of the day, hear me when I say, I think insecure men are intimidated by strong.
Hear
me when I say. Now, I am intelligent, yes, and I am a strong woman, yes. But when I'm in the presence of a strong man, I don't have to be strong.
Right.
I can be a lady.
You can relax.
Right. So at the end of the day, I'm a beta when I'm with my alpha male.
Right.
Or even if he a beta, look, okay, we partners, we compliment each other. Look, I know my role. I play my part.
I think sometimes too, as men, we have to understand and understand that women can lead, and women are powerful leaders, and we got to let them lead sometimes.
Because women have a sixth sense. That's number one. We have a sixth sense. We have intuition.
Right.
Right. And secondly, understand. And I hate to do this hasty generalization, but typically women can multitask. Right.
Facts. Facts. Facts.
Right. So women can multitask. So typically when women are in office, look, if we write the bill, we thinking about everybody's going to affect, right? Men are typically one track and they just focus on one thing and they'll compromise just to get that one thing. But women go make sure everybody get taken care of. Case in point, whenever it's a mess, women gonna clean it up. Not only she gonna wash the dishes, she gonna mop the floor,
right,
sweep that mug, and wipe the counter down, right?
Right.
And then just gonna wash the dishes.
That's facts. Right? So I'm gonna wash them dishes and the kitchen clean. Right. That's how I'm gonna walk out. Hey, it's clean. I wash the dishes.
But real talk, so women come up, we're gonna do it all. But the other thing is, look, bread. If you got, if women gonna bring the money home and make sure everybody get fed. If it's one piece of bread, she gonna cut it 12 ways and make sure everybody get fed. But a man, he gonna eat the bread and it's gonna be crumbs left over. You be like, why you didn't save me a piece?
My bad. My bad. Right.
I didn't know you was hungry.
I didn't know you were hungry. Right.
So that, it's sad, but it's true. And so women not only are bold enough to tackle the difficult issues. Men don't like confrontation.
Right.
And they don't want to argue or whatever. But women, think about it. Remember when Stacey Abrams and Andrew Gillum, they both were in situations where their races were too close to call. Andrew conceded. Stacey held out for a week.
And you know what, Andrew, y'all know I'm a big Gillum fan. I know my boy in trouble, but y'all know I rock with Drew. I like him. When I met him personally, I believed in what he was saying. And at the end of the day, we're all human beings, and we all got issues. And his human being issues don't have nothing to do with how he would have governed.
Exactly.
Because he would have been a hell of a governor.
Exactly. And that's what it is for me. Your personal life is your business. Right. I don't care who you sleep with. I ain't got no business in your bedroom, and I ain't got no business in your doctor's office. Okay, so what you do in your doctor's office, in your bedroom, that's your business.
That's your business.
But guess what? The brother served on the commission in Leon County. The brother served as mayor, and I think that he would have made an awesome governor. He certainly would have been better and led better than DeSantis.
I stand on that too. I'm with you when you're right now. Now, see, now, bro,
I want you
nation.
to be with me when I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Because everybody with you when you're right.
Well,
if
see,
you got money or you right, they with you.
No,
I want you to be with me when I'm wrong.
I'm with
and
you
I'm
when
broke.
you're right. I'm on your ass when you're wrong.
Okay. Well, no, I want you to be
we gonna
with-
we
I
gonna
want you
get
to
you. I'm gonna be
when
with
I'm
you.
wrong, but check me. in the
Right, that's
back.
what I'm saying.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you back right.
Yeah, just,
But I agree with the Gillum statement. I still to this second I'm a big time Gillum fan because I'm about not getting any more setbacks. In my opinion, I say this on Bro Listen all the time. I feel like we have a ton of setbacks politically. As a black community over the last 15 years. I just feel like the votes are always going against us and the sentiment continuously builds up as it don't matter, it don't matter, it don't matter, it
and
don't
guess
matter.
what? That's what the powers that be want. They want you to they want you to be fatigued.
Right.
They want you to have a defeatist attitude. And so if our ancestors felt that way, guess what? We wouldn't have had a black president.
There you go.
You'd be still walking in the back door. So we who believe in freedom cannot rest. We have to keep pushing. I don't believe in defeatists. I don't believe in people who are pessimistic. I am optimistic to a fault. Look, I'm running again.
Right.
So look, you keep pushing. Look, you run until you win.
Right. And we gotta and for everybody out there in Bro Nation, remember I said we gotta have people in these offices that are us.
That's right.
I said you go file, you go run, and LJ, you're representing that. In my opinion, I feel like you're one of us. Like you said, you went to Reigns. All my Reigns people, Itchabon, whatever.
Oh, yeah, like you know, never.
I done
say
heard
die.
of Reigns here and there.
You know, 36,
I might-
63 Reigns Avenue.
I might have had a few Reigns people in my family now. It's Paxson now, y'all. Big Paxson.
Lord Father, forgive him. He know not what he said.
Hey, for real. Hey, listen, I'm over there with my daughter coaching, so it's big Paxson now. But and matter of fact, before I wrap this interview
Shout out
up,
to Deion Clayton and Dr. Mike Kiesling over at Paxson School for Advanced Studies.
yeah, there you go. I'm gonna say this though before we get out of here, because Paxson, shout out to Paxson, and when I became the coach over there, I realized something. You were talking about the money funneling back into Duval. There is not enough money in the school system or anything. We don't have money for nothing. Okay, I can't get socks, T-shirts, an extra ball. I can't get nothing. Give me something, just so Bro Nation will understand. Because education, I always preach this. Education is our road to success, right? So if my daughter's not getting the best education, how can we continue our success and growth? So give me something that you would do in Congress to push and funnel that money, because I already know federally there's not even enough money in education in the first place.
So look, and so that's one of the things we have to do. We need to make sure that we have people who understand appropriations,
Right?
And that's what makes me so qualified. I worked for a member who's on appropriations. Case in point, our largest line item is for Department of Defense. We have sent billions over to Ukraine, right? But we have domestic issues
Facts.
that definitely need to be addressed, in particular education.
Facts.
Right? So what we need to do is make sure we have legal protections and put legal protections and also put conditions on this money. Look, we do have a Congress who voted for money to go to. We're part of the Geneva Code, and we gave money, of course, so that we don't go to war.
Right.
And so I understand that, but the reality is our children have just come out of a pandemic and they are behind. Number one. Number two, we need to make sure that teachers are paid a fair living wage. We have a 40% shortage in education because, one, the salary is not competitive, and two, we are asking teachers to do too much on too little. Most of the teachers I know, most of my friends, pay out of their pocket. So one, we need to make sure that we are advocating and voting for more funds to the Department of Education, but also when we vote for those funds to be appropriated to the Department of Education, put conditions on them. And that's when I say conditions, I'm talking about laws to say, you know what? 70% of a school's budget should be used on students, not on administrators.
Right. which is the backwards way that things are going for sure. So yeah, I already know. Believe me, I know I ain't even doing that. But see, now that's what I'm talking about, y'all. And see, here's my thing. At the end of the day, the reason why we endorsed LJ the first time, the reason why we're going to endorse LJ this time is because we have to have our people in there. And when our people, I don't mean, when I say like on the show, y'all know the mantra.
I'm running to, let's be clear. When we teach our children as children the Pledge of Allegiance, and you know it says one nation under God with liberty and justice for all. And so, listen, I'm running to represent everyone, but I also want to know that liberty and justice for all means black and brown children who have been left behind. I want equality in education. Look, because we know it's not equal. So damn equal. We want equality, and equality means leveling the playing field, whatever it takes for everybody to be equal. Because we know that there are a lot of Title I schools that are north of the river and west of the river who have been left behind, and we have to make sure that there is equality in the schools. And so that's why we need laws to make sure that there is equality. Right.
And again, she just hitting all the points. And like I said, our people, and by our people, I mean somebody that cares about you.
About people. You can't represent the people if you, well, let me take this back. Because people represent people all day long, but they have their own interests. I will say that you can't serve the people if you don't love the people. And so I call myself a public servant because I genuinely love people and want to serve. You don't campaign for 14 and 16-hour days if you don't love the people.
And y'all get behind it, man. Let's get behind for once. Let's do this. Let's start the flip with LJ, right? Because we got it. Let's get behind. Let's get out on this midterm election and let's keep our seats and add some seats, right? If you pissed about Roe v. Wade, go vote. If you pissed about George Floyd still, go vote. If you pissed about the educational system, go vote. If you pissed, whatever you pissed about.
Affordable housing. If you got a college degree now, you can't even afford a home.
Right. If you're tired of rent,
right. You
all of that.
Real talk. But let me just say, when you talk about Roe v. Wade, Congress is the only legislative body that can codify Roe.
That's it.
So that's why it's so important to make sure you vote for this congressional race. And in particular, if you know people who live in Orange Park, Green Cove Springs, Keystone Heights, Middleburg. You know y'all cousins back up in the hole.
You go.
Make sure that they vote LJ Holloway for a better day. You know people in Callahan. You know people in Briceville, Hilliard. Amelia Island, Fernandina Beach, American Beach. LJ Holloway. You know people on the north side, on the west side. For a better day, vote LJ Holloway.
Facts. And let me just say this too before we dip. I appreciate you coming on here. Oh, yeah, that was a quick 30-minute, wasn't it? Yeah. Y'all LJ looking like, what? It's over? But listen, I'm going to say this too. The last election, we saw unprecedented diversity with bringing in women of color, transgender women, all kinds of different people. Let's keep going.
Exactly.
More black women in Congress. More diverse people in Congress. Make Congress look like America.
Hey, I'm so glad you said that because that's how it should look. Congress should look like America. Right now, we know that black women represent less than 1% of the members of Congress. And we know it's predominantly white men. And with dinosaurs, I say let's clean house.
Let's clean.
And we need to clean house. That's what we need. We need a revamp. We need to clean house.
And when we talk about getting in new energy, new people, and all that, LJ is one of those people that we need in there, man. Because this is the same reason why on the show, y'all, I was gonna run for Congress before I got involved in coaching and all that. And I want to get done with my daughter first. But this is what we need. We need that new booster energy. We need that new gusto from somebody like LJ. So I appreciate LJ coming on the show. I appreciate LJ running again because that take the gusto. Because guess what? Everybody ain't got the balls. I'm saying everybody ain't got the balls to say, "Oh, I'm gonna run again." Right? And because a lot of people will take that first L and think that's the L. I just said today, just to do a analogy or whatever, my AAU basketball team, we won. We beat this team. Friday, we played them in the championship. Friday, they beat us really bad, right? So when they beat us really bad, they walked out with their heads high bouncing. And we walked out like, dang, we got to do better. And we walked out that mud smooth. And you know what we did today? We came in, we did better. However, the way they walked out mad. Some of them didn't want to dap us up and all that, right? So what I had just said on Facebook a minute ago was teach your children how to lose graciously, because you can't win unless you learn how to take a L.
That's right. And that determines your character.
That's it.
That determines
you
your
build
character.
from that. That L turns into wins. But how you turn them L's into wins is growing and learning from your mistakes the first time.
We would not know a Malcolm X or Martin Luther King or a Michael Jordan if they didn't have L's.
That's it.
Michael Jordan got cut when he was in junior high school. And because he got cut when he was in junior high school, that made him get up every morning and practice
and go harder. And my daughter, you know, it's funny. My daughter got cut in 6th grade. And ever since then, she's been on a tirade. And now she's one of the best hoopers. So,
and that's what it is. And it's so funny because there was a generation probably right before your daughter where everybody got a trophy. And I was mad as hell about that because I was like, you know what? That's a part of life. We have to teach them how to lose while they're kids. Because now those same children, most of them, they need meds or they can't cope with life because everybody told them they was a winner and everybody got a trophy. So now that life is happening, they can't cope.
There you go. You're right. And listen. And listen, now all you Tank lovers, because Tank the most popular host on this show, even though it's my show.
Where's Tank and Brittany? Man, I feel cheated.
Man, listen, Tank is well, my basketball ran long today, so they kind of timed out on me. But Tank's always big on stuff like that, so I know you hitting the tank voters right now with the everybody don't deserve a trophy. That's the damn truth.
You gotta earn it. I mean, look, go hard. That's right.
Yeah, everybody don't deserve
it. Look, you gotta earn a trophy because you'll appreciate it when you receive the trophy. If everybody get a trophy, you just take it for granted. But if you work hard and you earn that trophy, it means something. But I'm not the type that has to be validated by trinkets or awards. But I do know that a lot of people need that or whatever. But those people who need that, it means something to them once they receive it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to do well because that's just who I am. And I was validated before I left home, so I don't need that extra. But I do know people who need it, but real talk, and it diminishes their hard work and their value when you give somebody who just is riding the pine and who ain't show up to practice
a trophy.
That's right.
There you go. Bruh Nation, you know what's good, man. Get out there. Make sure that you register, and you got to register by July 25th, right?
But you have to update your records or register by July 25th.
Because they purged you.
That's right.
Just like I told y'all, when me and Tank got in that big behind argument, and I was like, bruh, Hillary and DeSantis won because of these purged voter rolls. Now y'all know I ain't lying because we got somebody on here with the information that y'all know this is a real legit
and
person.
If you're an NPA, you cannot vote in this election. If you're NPA, that means no party affiliation. Those of you who thought you was being
smart. You don't
know the
acronym.
Look, real talk, no party affiliation. Understand that in the state of Florida, we have what's called closed primaries. And because it's a closed primary, that means you cannot decide who represents you. And in most of these seats, they will be determined in the primary. So it's important, ma'am, sir, that you check a party. Look, I just want you to exercise and participate in the process. Yes, I want you to register Democrat and vote for me, but if you find in your heart that you just can't, and for some dumb reason you decide to register for another party, that's your business, but at least exercise the right to vote.
LJ so nice to y'all. I'm going to tell you right here like this right now. If you register Republican, come see me, because what you got going on, man. Listen, we gonna get into.
Let me say this.
Go ahead.
Now I am, a person who is a part of the Democratic Party, but I also think that both parties take us for granted, and we do need people,
absolutely.
We need people on both sides of the aisle, but we
need
people who are not tokens and who have courage. The problem is the people in particular in this city who have positions and are members of the Republican Party. Look. They ain't got no balls.
And that's the thing. I was just about to say, now, LJ, I'm with you when you're right. Now, I'm a registered Democrat, and I fight for a lot of Democrats on this show because I'm not a libertarian, right? And I'm not a Republican. And I like my professor said, you got to caucus with the people who gonna get you where you need to be.
Amen.
Right.
Amen.
So I caucus with the Democrats. That's what I do. Am I a Democrat? Probably not at my core, but I damn sure ain't no conservative Republican or no shit like that. Right. But I caucus with the Democrats so that I can get my end goal. We have to understand the structure of America, the system, the political system, how it works, and we have to take advantage of it and use it to our advantage, just like these folk been doing for 250 years. They've been taking advantage of the system and using it to their advantage. So for us to sit here and y'all know who y'all is, my brothers, who been saying, oh man, I don't do that because I ain't no Democrat. I'm not voting for Bump Kamala because of this. Y'all listen.
And half of them, they fell for the okie doke and the propaganda that the machine and
Putting
the media
out.
wanted them to fall for.
I call it an old banana in the tailpipe. You put the banana in the tailpipe, man. Come on, man. So yeah, maybe I'm not. Y'all know what I am. You know what I'm saying? Ruski comrade. But I'm just saying that sometimes you have to be in a situation where you caucus with the Dems. It's all good. It happens. So I listen. At the end of the day, LJ is exactly what we've been pushing on this show. Y'all know how it go, Bruh Nation. Get out there, register to vote. If you haven't, make sure you vote early. Vote early. I'm not going to be like, what's the dude who said vote early and often?
No, don't vote often now.
Don't vote often.
One vote, one person.
One man, one vote.
It's a felony, man. So one vote, one person. But more importantly, y'all, look, I need some volunteers. I need people who will hold a sign up for LJ Holloway. Look, we don't have a whole lot of money because I refuse to take their money, because if you take their money, then you're no better than the people you're trying to get out of office, because he who has to go rules the roost. And so I want to be beholden to the people. So look, give me 2 hours on one of those early voting days. Give me 2 hours on the election day. Look, hey, tell somebody else about me. Spread the word. That's what they did in Underground Railroad. Look, they didn't have internet. Right. They didn't have social media. Look, when you at the water cooler at the job, hey, I'm voting for LJ. Look, y'all need to check LJ
tell
out.
Them check if they want to volunteer, media. LJ, tell them where they can hit you up to volunteer.
Yeah, so to volunteer, you can send me a DM on any of the social media platforms, or hell, say it out in the open. Look, be loud and proud. Look, I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. So find me if you want to send me an email. That's LJ Holloway. I'm sorry, oh Lord. I'm late, y'all. I'm tired. It's tired.
It's night over here.
Yeah, it's vote at ljhollowayforcongress.com. The website is ljhollowayforcongress.com. And I'm still old school because I know my old people, they don't understand that internet. They can't see it.
Right.
So the phone number is area code 904-300-5677. Again, that's 904-300-5677 for a better day. Vote LJ Holloway.
Listen, go in on and hit LJ up and volunteer your time. You can also reach out to us at the Bro Listen Podcast at gmail.com.
You know what? And hell, signs cost. Send me a cash app.
There
Send me
go.
$5.
Donate to her campaign.
Cash app. LJ Holloway.
Yeah.
LJHOLLOWAY.
Let's make
LJ.
What?
Real talk. Look, we want commercials, but at the end of the day, at minimum, we need signs. The signs cost $5. I say give me $5. Look, you pay $6. I pay $6.40 for a coffee at Starbucks. So if you pay that much for coffee, you can pay that much for change.
You ain't lying. And let's get out there, man. If you want to donate, shoot LJ the cash app, hit her up, donate to her campaign, do it grassroots. Y'all know we big Bernie Sanders guys on here. So make LJ the Bernie Sanders of Congress.
No, real talk. Me? If I got 10,000 people to give me $5,
guess what? We in the money.
We in them. And that's easy. Right? I mean, I got 5,000 followers on each platform, right? How many you got? 5,000, right?
We got 10,000.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, look, if everybody sent me $5, we'd be good. Right. And we could be for the people. It's just that simple.
And I was just about to say, it's literally just that simple. So y'all make sure y'all hit LJ up, volunteer your time, and then also for all my students that's out there listening,
community service
hours can be done with LJ and volunteering. So if you one of my it's plastic. See, that's why I have plastic. So people, when they drop stuff in the studio, that's how I go. But if you're one of my students that's listening, remember, I told you shouldn't be listening to my show. Number two, if you are listening anyways, remember that y'all asked me about that community service time. I got somebody for ya. So y'all do that. But y'all know how it go on here, man. We're going to do, like we always do for every episode, Tank and Brittany not on here to bog y'all down. I'm going to let LJ get her final thought off, and then I'm going to do my final thought. So, LJ, final thoughts.
My final thought is, you know what? We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it's won. And so, you know, we offer a whole lot of lip service. But what I want to see is people walk it like they talk it. Go to the polls, cast your vote. And I say for a better day, vote LJ Holloway.
There it is. I'm going to start off my final thought by saying for a better day, vote LJ Holloway. Number 2, remember, if you want to know how serious I am about voting, go back to the Vote or Die episode when Andrew Gillum lost. And remember how I went off on y'all for not turning out, for not voting. Even though those most of y'all got purged. Y'all know how I feel about it. So definitely go vote. You know my saying that I got from my poli-sci professor. The government you elect is the government you deserve. Exactly. Right? That's Thomas Jefferson. He loved black women. You should love black women too.
No, look, I don't know if he loved black women, but I do know that he raped Sally Hemings.
That's true.
She was property.
That's true. Now listen. The government you elect is the government you deserve. So I've been sticking on this election thing for like going to vote for years since this show started. This show started because of my passion for getting black people to vote. And I'm just going to go real quick and say, man, listen, everything has a trickle down effect. You might not feel it right then, but you know, like when Hillary lost, everybody like, it's not a big deal. Roe v. Wade just got overturned. So Hillary losing was a big deal.
Emails. They didn't like her because she was smart. Right. They didn't like Hillary. They didn't like Kamala. People don't like smart women, but you want a smart woman.
Them emails look real less significant now, huh, man?
Email?
So make sure you go vote and make sure you do your thing. And then on here, we do Burleson 365, 24/9. We always grind. We give you a black person to put on your mind. So, LJ, what we always do is give people a black person to go research. But because you're the guest on the show in honor of LJ, y'all go check out LJ Holloway. Go see what she about. Don't just take our word for it. Like we always say, you got to look into it, my boy. So, like, go ahead.
Go back to my childhood, and you'll see I always fought for the underdog. Look, I would take a L, cut off my nose, spite my face on principle. That's just who I am, who I've always been. But I'm older and wiser now, and I understand it's important to compromise. But, yeah. Check me out. Look
her up, man, so y'all can know, because you know we not gonna send you nobody who ain't certified. You feel me? She's certified, man. Duval's on, you know what I'm saying? Reigns, E-Dub. She done went. Hey, listen, she's a person of the people that's for the people. So let's get her in there to represent us. LJ, I appreciate you for actually making it on my show. Yeah. And being a political candidate and validating, bro, listen, that made me feel good.
And I'll come back. It's just I can't speak to my calendar all the time.
It's busy, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I got you.
Today, I started at a church at 9 a.m. and literally I am just getting to you, and I still haven't been home. I mean, like, look, if they could see me, they'd be like, man, she look crazy as hell.
Hey, man.
My eyes closed.
You going to look real crazy sitting in that 4th district, you said?
4th
Congressional District seat.
In the Cannon House Office building.
There you go.
Most freshmen are in the Cannon House Office building, but you know, I'm gonna be Big Willie, so I'll probably be in Longworth.
Okay, there you go. Hey, listen, when my dog in there, man, y'all make sure y'all done cleaned up the Capitol and took that scaffolding down. Won't like it make us uncomfortable. So,
but no, I want the people when it's time for me to get sworn in. I actually want the people to come. I want to have a people's investiture because I'm a candidate for the people, by the people, and I want people to come to DC and see that.
Y'all get LJ elected, and then, bro, listen, we'll do a remote show from DC from LJ getting sworn in because she deserves it. So we appreciate y'all. As we always say, man, all power to the people. Peace.